What up, what up, what up? It's your homeboy B Watt, and you are now tuned into another episode of Cancel B Watt. And in this episode, I'm going to be discussing the Adult Survivors Act out of New York City. Now, before I get into it, I just want to apologize in advance for anybody who may be triggered or feel triggered by this video. I do feel a lot of sympathy for anybody who has experienced that, so I just want to put that out there. Now, the Adult Survivors Act allows temporary lifting of the statute of limitations for people filing sexual assault complaints. It specifically applies to people who were over the age of 18 at the time of the assault. This act was passed to give acknowledgement to the survivors of sexual trauma. Oftentimes, when this occurs, people may have their own personal reasons for not feeling comfortable reporting it to the police and going through the legal system at the time of the incident. We all understand that there is a level of embarrassment and shame for a person after they experience this. So this offers a window for victims to hold their alleged abusers accountable. In addition to all of this, New York City voted to extend the statute of limitations from 3 years to 20 years. And this was all spearheaded by the current New York governor, Kathy Hochul. And I gotta be honest, guys, this woman is not playing around the least bit. This has led to a sudden outburst of lawsuits against some very high-profile people. Over 2,500 legal actions have taken place since this window has opened up, and this act is set to expire next week, but of course, there are many people advocating that it be extended for some period of time. And that's basically because a lot of people didn't know about it. There's been some high-profile lawsuits that have been settled, and more people want to either get in on the action or finally receive justice for the trauma that they feel they have endured. And guys, everybody's getting caught up in this. There has been a lawsuit filed against the current mayor of New York, Eric Adams. There has been a lawsuit filed against Sean P. Diddy Combs' ass again. And it's like, damn, Diddy, who haven't you been with? Listen, I'm just waiting for all of his male victims to finally feel comfortable coming forward and speaking their truth. All right, stay tuned. That's what I think is going to happen next. There was a lawsuit filed against former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, and this man had to resign from his position of governor after these accusations were made. There was a lawsuit filed against former President of the United States, Donald Trump. These people have even came after Jamie Foxx. Russell Brand called a lawsuit. Jimmy Iovine called a lawsuit, which is surprising to me because Jimmy Iovine is one of those people. And I thought they don't get caught up in petty stuff like this, but here we are. And Reid, the music executive, has been sued, and he's apparently quite the monster, but more on that in a moment. And Bill Cosby again. And I'm like, damn, Bill, how many cases has this man caught? I mean, wasn't he already in jail and got out of jail for sexual assault? But, as they say, where there is smoke, there is fire. Harvey Weinstein has been sued for sexual abuse, and to me, that's the good old boys club. These are the type of men who think that they have the right to do whatever they want with absolutely no consequences. The actor, Cuba Gooding Jr., he even called a lawsuit. Listen, everybody's getting caught up in the net with the Adult Survivors Act. So what does all of this mean? Just because an individual has been accused of assault does not mean that they are automatically guilty. Some of these dudes are guilty for real though. I'm not denying that, but once again, just because somebody is accused of something doesn't mean that they are automatically guilty. Problem is, when you accuse a man, especially a high-profile man, of something like sexual assault, the accusation alone is enough to damage that man's reputation and his career. It doesn't matter if over the next few months these cases are thrown out as frivolous. The damage is already done. This act has created a free-for-all in which men are being convicted in the court of public opinion way before they ever see their day in court and way before we see any of the evidence. I can honestly see both sides of this though. If a person was sexually abused and for whatever reason they were unable to come forward at the time of the incident, I believe that they still deserve justice. On the other hand, there are, of course, women who are lying on these high-profile men so they can have their chance at a payday. For example, in the case of Jamie Foxx, this woman is saying that she met Jamie Foxx at a New York rooftop lounge in 2005, and basically, he came at her neck. She claims that he just started touching her and put his hands in her shirt and under her underwear. This is making me extremely uncomfortable, by the way. I'm trying to keep this video as respectful as possible. This incident apparently left this woman sick and sore. She says that she still suffers great conscious pain and suffering to this very day. I'm not about to get on here and say that this woman is lying or not. Unless she has some evidence, this is probably going to be mere he say, she say. In the case of L.A. Reid, there have been multiple reputable people who have come out and said that this man is a sexual predator. To me, L.A. Reid is why this type of act needs to be passed in the first place. This is the type of guy who allegedly used his power in the entertainment industry to literally pressure women into having relations with him. Now, I'm not going to play it in this video, but I watched a video of one of his alleged victims, and it was horrifying. I can't ever imagine anybody forcing themselves onto me sexually. That's like some dark and unacceptable behavior. I can't lie. I don't personally understand how a man could ever force himself onto a woman sexually. I have always only been attracted to women who are attracted to me. If a woman rejects me or doesn't reciprocate my energy, I'm just going to ignore her forever. I don't understand the dark psychology of forcing yourself onto somebody who does not desire you. We have to do what we need to do to protect women from these types of experiences. So although I do see the potential for a bunch of women to just come out the woodworks and falsely accuse men, we still need to do what we need to do to protect the women who have actually been victimized. And let's be honest for a moment. Most women have experienced some type of sexual abuse. Most women have had a man at least attempt to do something inappropriate. So really, any woman can come out and sue anybody. If any man has done anything sexual to a woman that she did not consent to, you are basically at risk right now. Unfortunately, I don't think it's possible for all the women who have experienced sexual abuse to receive vindication. And I also believe that for the disgusting acts that some of these people have been accused of committing, these should really be criminal cases. All right. So as always, I'm interested to know what you think about this. Do you all think that there may be some women who are just filing lawsuits so they can get to the bag? Is this just a money grab? Also, if a person was sincerely sexually assaulted, does receiving money heal the trauma and pain that they experience? And finally, why are these not criminal cases? Any person who forces themselves onto another person needs to go to prison. That's just how I feel about that. All right. So thank you all for listening to this episode. Listen, like, subscribe, and tune in again to another episode of Cancel Be What.